Good morning. Happy Sunday morning. I'm at Bimini Basin this morning watching all the boat people wake up and drinking my coffee. And I'm thinking about retirement this morning. And I'm thinking about the fact that pretty much my whole life I told myself that I was going to be retired by the time I was 40. That was one of my earliest stories, one of my earliest promises to myself, and I think it came from seeing my father work and work and work and work day after day, year after year, 3 weeks of vacation a year, traveling constantly. And I knew he was working towards retirement. But the way I saw it was, by the time he retired, he was going to be too beat up and too old to do any of the amazing shit that he always said he wanted to do. And so I always thought about retirement, and I promised myself that I would be retired by the time I was 40. And when Wendy and I met, she'll remember this well. Like, I told her, by the time I'm 40, I'm done working. And she's like, well, what does that look like? And I'm like, don't know. I'll live on a boat somewhere like these guys, or I'll have a little studio in France, I'll paint, or I'll live in the Caribbean and I'll drink rum and I'll paint. I'll do what I love, which is to inspire people, right? And I'll just sort of live my life, but I'll have all the money I need and I'll be retired. And so when I turned 40 and that didn't happen, that was a major disappointment. And, you know, I told myself a bunch of stories about that. One of which was a story that I was disappointed, but another story was, well, why the hell would I retire? I pretty much act like I'm retired anyway. I live the life I want to live. I'm always wearing flip-flops and surf trunks, and I live in a beautiful spot that's warm, and I work out when I want, go to the gym when I want, I watch all the soccer that I want. So I told myself stories that it was all right. Like, you know what? You're already retired. You've been retired forever. Well, maybe. But either way, it was a disappointment. And so I had to update that story, and that story for a while was, I'm going to retire by the time I'm 45, right? It's only 5 years away, but again, I had no plan for getting there, and I had no idea what it looked like on the other side, right? But I'm happy to say that now I know what it looks like. I know what it looks like on the other side, and I have a plan for getting there. And that's made all the difference. And I no longer want to retire. I no longer intend to tire, as my friend Jesse Elder says. I no longer intend to tire, let alone retire. I love what I'm doing. I love my life. And I love the fact that being in alignment with that has allowed me to create some goals that are 5 years down the road for what comes next. Whether it's financial goals, mental goals, commodity goals. I've created a framework now for what my life looks like in 2022, which is 5 years from now. And you know what? I'm not going to be 40 or 45 at that point. I'll actually be 49, but that's cool. It doesn't really bother me at all, because I'm very happy with where I'm at, and I'm very happy with what I've designed in regards towards where I'm headed. So just some thoughts on retirement this morning. It's a beautiful Sunday morning in Cape Coral, Florida. I don't mean to be an asshole and make you jealous, but man, look at that. Those guys on those boats, hopefully they're happy. You would assume that they're happy, because man, doesn't that look gorgeous to be able to wake up like that and have coffee on the deck of your boat on a Sunday morning, right? So this is Erik. Thoughts on retirement, and thoughts on creating a plan that allows you to identify what that really looks like for you on this fine Sunday morning. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you soon.